Wow, good morning, and thank you so much for that, and thank you all for being here. I'd like to say before I start this was a day that has looked like it might not happen for a very long time, and I'm so glad that it finally is. Our class has looked adversity in the face and overcome all it has thrown at us. We have grown into strong, brave, and vocal women who are about to go out into the world and do amazing things. I have faith in each of us that we have learned and grown into the women we are today who are capable of anything. I would like to take a minute to thank Miss McGeehee, Miss Young, Miss Cousins, and all the faculty that made this day possible. Working with teenage girls to make this happen and allowing us this day is a hard thing to do in a world of uncertainty, and I thank you all. It has been a hard time to be in the world of education, whether a student or a teacher. We have all had to adjust. So thank you to all our teachers here at Foxcroft for working tirelessly in this virtual world to help us and get us to this day. Not only the hard times, but also the good have built us into the people we are. Each of you will do great things due to all you have had to overcome these past 4 years. From freshman year, navigating new friendships and finding our paths, sophomore year, where we were no longer the new girls, but preparing for junior year, where we survived the SAT, ACT, and AP classes. And finally, senior year, where we experienced a loss as a class, faced personal struggles, and the college process, all while being the leaders of the school. Then to get to the end of our 4 years taken away from us, losing our last spring semester as high school students, and losing all the fun times we were meant to have had. I have never seen a group of people with more grit and determination. Our class, because of these things we have had to overcome, are truly bonded. We have built each other up, and we have been there with a helping hand when one of us got knocked down. Foxcroft has been a place full of laughing until your sides hurt, and a place where we have thrived and succeeded, and a place where we have had some of the toughest moments in our lives thus far. I have grown tremendously, a tremendous amount as a person and a leader during the hours and hours I have spent on this campus. I have become confident in myself and my abilities. I have become unafraid to speak up or do things I might have thought scary at one point in my life. And all of that I credit to this school and to all of you helping me grow along the way. All of the hours and hours we have spent here, no matter how small or big, have been the foundation of what we have learned and what we will take with us as we prepare to leave Foxcroft. With that being said, I went back and did some math to calculate just how many hours we have spent during our time at Foxcroft, and calculated what has made the class of 2020, the class of 2020. We have spent roughly 252 days out of each year at Foxcroft for the past 4 years, with a total of roughly 1,000 days over our time here. That time and dedication and struggle we have all faced has molded us into people we have started to become. Those days we were full of sports, morning meeting, class time, study hall, time spent in the dining hall, at meals laughing about the little things throughout our day, and spent in the dorms where we mattress surfed down the back stairs of Applegate or had marshmallow gun fights in Stewart. We have done so much in our time here that it is almost impossible to count. Foxcroft is first and foremost a school. We have spent most of our time here in the classroom or working on assignments due the next day. Out of each year as a student, we spend 180 days in the classroom with a total of 720 days that we have spent ever since we came to Foxcroft. Those days have been spent trying to learn new material in math class, preparing for exams at the end of each semester, and challenging what we thought we knew. All of it teaching us important lessons to take with us. But beyond the surface of what class might look like to a student, it is also time where we bonded with the classmates and underclassmen that we might not have had a chance to get to know. And it was also where we got to know our teachers and worked closely with them. It was a time where we were pushed to do better and encouraged to thrive. It was a time full of some failures that led us to getting it right the next time and taught us our mistakes. It was full of imagination and full of curiosity. Each class taught us not only what the course was meant to teach, but also taught us how to study for tests and take notes effectively. Those moments, however hard and frustrating they may have been, were crucial in our growth as students and have set us up to thrive in college as we face those next 4 years. We have also spent many hours participating in sports on and off the field. We have worked to better our skills, become healthy, become great competitors, and to grow personally in whatever aspect we put our mind to. Whether working on our speed, perfecting a move on the field or court, or reaching a fitness goal, we have all worked hard and spent many hours dedicated to the sport of our choice for at least 3 seasons each year. We have all spent 2 hours or more each and every day in sports, totaling roughly 360 hours or more we spent in games or in sports, with a total of 1,440 hours over 4 years. Those hours were spent pushing ourselves beyond the limits we thought we had, challenging our peers to do better and be better and get the next one, and never giving up through a very difficult time. Sports has taught us the importance of health and the fun of competing, and it has taught us what a team looks like. It has taught us the importance of working together, and how as a team, as a unit, you can do anything. The simple lesson is one that stretches beyond sports and is true in the grown-up world we are approaching. Morning meeting is an important part of Foxcroft, where we spend most of our important community time. It was a time to master public speaking and share all that we had done. The community time we spent together, listening to speakers and watching presentations, showed the creativity and support of the community. We as a community spent roughly 54 hours in a year in morning meeting, totaling to 216 hours over 4 years. That time was spent to break up our day and bring everyone together. It was often some of the most exciting times spent with the announcement of Heads Days and exciting upcoming community events. You could spend the last 10 minutes before class started again talking with a teacher or running over to the PX to grab a snack with a friend. Those moments spent taking a minute to sit down and relax during your busy day were crucial. Another part of Foxcroft that has been so important to many of us is Foxhound. We have spent roughly 40 hours in sing-sings, tryouts, games, and so much more, with a total of 160 hours or more over 4 years. All of those hours, keeping in mind, were optional. You did not have to do that, but it's such a big part of Foxcroft that we all took that time. It has been hours spent dressing up and taking part in our tradition that is extremely hard to explain to anyone outside the community, and sometimes can be taken as something resembling a cult. But it is so much more than that. It has been something that has brought us all joy and has been a break from our day-to-day stuff we do each week. It has been full of competition that has brought out the competitive side in all of us and is something that bonds the community together. Some of my best memories have been related to Foxhound, and a lot of us have spent a lot of time and energy invested in this tradition that makes Foxcroft special. It has also been a tool used to start our path in leadership roles we have taken on. Foxhound gave us the opportunity to try a sport we had never played and taught us to be a team captain or lead our teams in riding, field hockey, and basketball. Because of it, it showed us how to be leaders and exemplified through the officers and mascots what Foxhound and Foxcroft is all about. Weekends are a huge part of our time here. The free time we have used relaxing and taking a break from our everyday schedule to relax and have fun with our friends. That time was filled with weekend shopping trips, hours spent on buses on the way to mixers, tanning on the tennis courts, or time spent in the dorm watching hours of Netflix with your roommates. Those times were the ones full of true fun and well-deserved downtime. Those moments taught us how to manage time and how to balance work and play to prepare for the week ahead. It was time we spent together tending to friendships we built over the last 4 years, and I cherish those moments as we head our separate ways. Some of the best times I have had were the weekends full of things to do and time to spend having fun. Those are the times we all bonded with our friends and also appreciated the beautiful campus I know I will miss. We have lived on this unusually beautiful campus and have been in a space of open fields, nature, and awesome facilities all at our fingertips. From taking walks in the woods and getting lost, or spending Sundays on the turf field playing soccer with a friend, It was a gift to live in a beautiful place with your friends and peers. Many hours have been spent in the dorms during our 4 years of being at Foxcroft. Roughly each week you are at Foxcroft, you spend 100 hours in the dorms. From 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day, we are in the dorms 36 weeks out of the year. These hours are filled with homework, study hall, makeshift dinners in the lounge, time with our friends and peers, and sleep. Well, maybe some sleep. It was hours spent working on papers due the next day or staying up till all hours of the night watching movies with your roommate and goofing off. The memories we created in the dorms, not only with our roommates, but as a collective dorm, are ones that are special. This year, living in Applegate together as a senior class has been something I did not expect to be so awesome. I think I can speak for all of us when I say we hated the idea of a senior dorm to begin with, but realized quickly what it actually meant. It meant we as a class got to bond together one last time before we had our separate ways. It meant spending time with our awesome dorm parents who let us do our thing and stepped in as needed. It was a place where we could all let loose after a long day of classes and sports. Living as a class in a small environment together could have broken down some classes, but we all took this opportunity and made it something awesome. We have been a strong class since day one, and dorm time has allowed that bond to grow. We started freshman year together, isolated and nervous in our little Reynolds bubble, then went our separate ways and lived in different dorms, only to come back and reconnect as we begin to leave the school. Dorm life has taught us important lessons, from learning how to coexist with someone you didn't know and have not lived with, to learning how to do your own laundry and figuring out how to keep your room tidy for room inspection. We had dance parties, karaoke nights, dorm parties, pranking each other, and so much more fun. Those are the memories we take with us. We have taken with us the laughs and lessons we learned as we head to college and face new rooming situations. Those memories, however small they may seem, are huge in the grand scheme of our time at Foxcroft. Another aspect of our lives during the past 4 years is leadership. Leadership has consumed our time and has been a huge part of who we are. From sports team captains to club heads to Foxhound and student council position, leadership is what makes Foxcroft so special. Each of us has found our voice in this crazy world and has been given the tools to make our mark on the world, whatever that may be. We all have spent countless hours honing our skills as leaders and dedicating our time to the community. That is something I am extremely proud of. We have grown from the freshmen who looked up to the older girls and grown into the older girls being looked up to. We have been a class full of headstrong women who have done amazing things in our time here, working with the system of the school to make change and leave our mark. Whether that was founding Donkey Club, changing the format of morning meeting to run smoother, creating countless clubs that are a part of Foxcroft now and for years to come, working to make student council better and better each year, and so many other things this class has done. Each of you should be proud of what you have established at Foxcroft and know that the things we did live on in the community long after we're gone. I have seen amazing development in each of us, and I have loved getting to see what we all have grown to be. We have grown into people who make change instead of being ones watching it happen. Because of the leadership I have seen in all of us, I am hopeful for what the future will hold. The world needs strong leaders like each of us, and I know as we leave here today and soon head to college, that leadership will grow even more. The hours we spent dedicating ourselves and our time to this community is well spent and has led to our personal growth and community growth, so thank you to all of you. The reason I chose to break down some of the hours we have all spent on specific things here at Foxcroft is because I think what we have done here holds so much value and teaches us all a lesson. No matter how hard it may be to be a teenage girl in high school, or no matter how much the world and life may seem to hate you, we are all blessed to have grown up in a place like this and attend such a terrific school. In my reflections during quarantine, I began to realize the little things didn't seem so little anymore. The small moments spent or the little lessons learned began to feel like more and feel like things we should not take for granted. I encourage all of you to let the past go and think of the times that shaped you into who you are. Think of all the little moments you had in the past 4 years and thank the people around you for making that happen. We have all given so much of our time and effort to this school that each moment we spent here deserves to be recognized. Each hour, each day, from the past 4 years has been a gift and something to look back on later in your life and not take for granted. I am so glad I have gotten to know all of you and to spend so much time, or what seems like such little time, together, making the best of our high school education. The good times and the bad have made an impact on each of us and is something to cherish. No matter how far apart we all might be from each other, I know that this school, the very hard times we have faced, and its weird traditions have bonded us for life. Once you're a Foxcroft girl, you're a Foxcroft girl for life. So sorry guys, you're stuck with me. I would like to end with a quote that I think is a testament to each of us and what this year and the past 4 have proven. Quote, "In the face of adversity, you find out if you're a fighter or a quitter. It's all about getting back up after you've been knocked down." End quote. Archie Griffin. This year has been full of tremendous highs and extremely low lows, but it has also shown us that the class of 2020 is full of fighters and that we are not quitters. We are standing here today against all odds of having an in-person celebration and celebrating all that we have accomplished. That in itself shows how strong we are and how we don't give up. Our senior year has been full of tests and challenges. I know we will all be tested more in our lives, but I can say without a doubt that each of us will never give up in the face of adversity, but instead, we will take what life throws at us and build from that. As we head out of Foxcroft, take all these lessons and memories with us. I encourage each of you to remember that no matter how small some of the things we have done here may seem, they hold so much value in what they teach you. Take what you have learned here and never change who you are. Just because we are headed to new schools where we may not know anyone, remember to be true to yourself and always be the Foxcroft girl you have grown to be. Thank you.